What is going on, guys? Welcome back to your Lake Fork Guide. Hey, we're out here on Lake Fork on the Goat Lake. Got David Ozio. Thank you for joining us. As always, fellow Lake Fork guide, good friend of mine. Hey, it is the fall transition. It's tournament week for the Sealy Outdoors here, and we're going to go see if we can't catch some fish, so y'all stay tuned. He's kind of got a big one a little bit. David, like we said, it's fall transition, but like it just started, man.
Yeah, it's just, we're in the breakover period where, man, should we be fishing shallow?
Yeah.
Do we fish mid-level or do we go deep? You know, and I have a feeling today, we might have to scratch it up and do a little bit of all
Probably gonna do a little bit of all that. And on top of that, I've seen it change this week as I've been on the water. This is my 4th day in a row on the water this week, and I've literally seen day to day, little change here, little change there. No 2 days have been the same. And I have been so far this week having to mix it up a lot. Just go shallow, go deep, go in between. But it's become really hard to be consistent day to day because the fish that were there yesterday, most of the time aren't there tomorrow right now.
And we see that on a regular basis in day-to-day guiding, that boy, if you caught a good little mess of them the day before on a guide trip, you can stop and look at it, but the odds are they're not going to be there.
Yeah, and we've had a pretty fair week so far as guide trips go. We've caught some really nice fish, so I'm optimistic. I think it's going to be a good day, but we've also, we've kind of gotten away with it, right? Like, we've been catching good fish, but boy, if we had to grind them and adjust to get the good catches we've been getting, nothing, like I said, nothing's been consistent. So while I would love to look you guys in the eye of the camera here and say, y'all stay tuned, we about to whack them, I really don't know. We're going to have to go feel it out and see how it happens.
Transition periods can be tough, they can be easy. It all depends on just landing on the right school at the right time.
Fish there years in the fall. That's what I mean, in the fall recently, like last year in the fall. Attaboy, Dave. There's a day starter. Off and running, as they say.
And as I said on our video, stage walker.
Stage walker, that's right. That's right. No,
little chunk for a little stage walker here for the tournament.
I know, but you got to get that closer to the camera, see? The stage walker's got to get close to the camera.
Now listen, these catches the 8s, 10s, 12s. How people like these stage walkers.
Hey, it is almost fall. Like, it's pretty much, this is kind of, we talked about it in the intro, but we have gotten to the fall transition, folks. And so I will say this, I hate throwing a drop shot. It's my least favorite thing to throw. But if there's one time of year that I throw it more than anything else, it's the fall, and especially early on in the fall when those fish are kind of feeling funky coming out of summer, and they just don't always bite real good during the fall transition. You know what I mean? Like, they just sometimes they're lethargic, they're tired, they're worn out, they're not really keyed up and feeding just yet like they will later in the fall. And that drop shot is one of the best tools you can use, no doubt. To start out this morning, we just pulled into a pocket that me and Dave both know. This is one of the more popular pockets on Lake Fork, really, but it's just a pocket where every year in the fall, fish pull into. I mean, since I can remember, fish are going to move into here in the fall. Look, there's shad right there just flicking up around the boat, just under the surface. So I've been fishing here a little bit on guide trips, and I've seen a bunch of shad back here, so we chose to start here this morning and just kind of started at the mouth of the pocket and worked our way in. And kind of a unique feature in this pocket is, and this dock ain't very old, it's only been here a couple years, but this dock's super isolated. This pocket's full of timber and vegetation, but there's one dock in here, and so we kind of stopped and slowed down on that and picked up the finesse stuff, and that's how Dave got us started this morning. So, well, good job, old man.
And old man. I really like this pocket too, because it's like Billy says, it's got some diversification. It's got bank grass. It's got good bank grass. It's got some creek bends, channel swings, and it's got a lone boat dock. And so it's got all the perfect scenario that you can end up picking out a few.
Yeah, and you can kind of hopefully start to establish a pattern for the day on what you need to run, right? You catch all the fish around the grass, well, let's run more grass. You catch all the fish around the creek bend, let's run more creek bends, you know?
That's with that little round ball coming up over the trees right there, This pattern right here is something at this time of the year that I'm going to run a lot of.
Yeah.
As far as these docks go.
You ever seen anybody skip a wacky worm on a bait caster?
Yes, I can do it. I can do it.
Zach, I never even thought to try it, and then I seen Zach Watts do it. I'm like, man, I got to figure that out. Now I can do it too.
Yep.
Right here, look, there's a bunch of something bait of some kind right there where it's real bright. You got Dave? Ozio, you got him wrapped up in grass? Or you just got a big one? You just kind of got a big one a little bit. That's a trash fish, Ozio.
Trash fish.
That's a trash fish. But it's a hell of a handsome trash fish. Good looking sucker.
This is
Ozio. That's kind of a big one right there. It ain't no.
the nice one on the old 6 Cents Divine with the underspin.
There you go, man.
As we talked about in the video just a few days ago.
That's right.
And you know what? We're covering some shallow water, grass, and coontail grass grows out here a little bit further, and this fish was out in the scattered stuff in about 3.5, 4 foot of water. So that's what we're looking for, except we want the ones that are going to be this much bigger.
He either needs to be 3 or 4 inches longer or 8 inches shorter. One of those.
Sure.
Good job, brother. Let's let that one go.
All right, go back home there, sweetie.
There we go. Did he keep it? He's a little one, but he's got it.
Come on, hey, the one I caught would eat that.
Easy, easy. God, doggity got me. I knew he was gonna do it. He just wouldn't be still enough.
Little flopper.
He got me. We got it in the tongue too. There you go, folks. It's a bona fide giant right there. But we got him real close, real close. Now, I will tell you this though, that little fish like that right there, Dave, and you probably concur with this, but man, when you get to that fall time of year, especially the early fall, the transition, which is what we're in now, summer to fall transition, really, you catch a lot of those little ones sometimes, you know?
Yeah. I got
they show up.
Certain patterns that I'll fish too, that I can go catch a bunch of those like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they show up in big numbers when you get to that fall transition. Big Money Dave, you got us on the board early with a nice one, bro. That was a good one on the little swim bait.
Well, you know, I told you that's a secret little bait there, and now everyone knows.
It's
but
not so secret.
We're at the very, very, very beginning of this working really, really well. Cooler the water gets, I was begging for 78-degree water today, which we're not going to have, but that works exceptionally well below 80 degrees. And so today was a little test, and we see what we come up with, and lo and behold, we did strike gold with a good one.
Yeah, and we started out with about 84-degree water in that first bite, and we got a few bites in there. I got one tiny one, you got a couple good ones, but now since then we've moved on to another pocket. Nada. The shallow bite, the morning bite has kind of come and gone. We're mid to late morning now, so I think what we need to do right now, we're going to transition. We're going to go try to grab some up, see if we can catch one.
That's what we're going to have to do. I mean, they could be mid-depth, they could be offshore further. The electronics are going to tell the whole story.
Ain't a whole lot happening out here. Life ain't really any bait or nothing. Let's go. Okay, maybe we won't go.
Little one.
All right. He had some buddies with him. They're right under the boat now, right where as I drifted over where you set the hook at. Show him to that main camera down there, Dave.
You can catch some of these stage walkers out here in this deep water.
I don't even know if you want to walk the stage of that one. He kind of little.
Small, but you know what? It's still fun.
That's right. Atta boy, Ozio. Ozio. Coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up. He kept it down. Biggin?
I think it's a little one.
That's a little guy. It's just a wee fella.
It's a wee one. But
it's one that you go, wee.
Actually,
that might be a walker.
This is a walker.
That's a walker.
I'm telling you now.
A walker fish.
It's a walker fish.
Attaboy.
That'll be going 190 or so. He'll start at 2 pounds. So.
Hope they can hear you. The microphone's over here, by the way.
Oh. Nice.
I do that so nobody pays attention to anybody but me.
You sound like Greg Gutfeld.
Good job, brother.
Point that thing under there and see anything walking through there.
My man setting the hook on dock post. He ain't got no fish, dock post. Went back in there and got him, Dave. That boy.
I told you he wasn't a big one. He ain't even a stage walker. I'm embarrassed.
Oh, that's what they call a swimmer.
A swimmer.
It's old live well swimmer right here. He can swim laps around your live well, son. Oops. It don't skip very well when you hit that outside post. No. I'm gonna tell you, Ozio, let me tell you, the key to skipping wacky worms under docks on bait casters is don't hit the outside post. That's gonna cause all kinds of problems in your spool and maybe knock your nail weight out. I mean, it's just nothing but trouble. It's like South Louisiana women. It's nothing but trouble. Folks, that's going to wrap up and conclude our day on the water out here on Lake Fork during the fall transition. It was I didn't know what to expect going into it because every day's been so different. This was the toughest day I've had this week. It was not easy to catch them today. Even when you graphed them offshore, the fish that we saw on the electronic were really difficult to make bite at times. And we didn't catch much size other than the one that you caught. Now, you did catch one really good under right off the bat first thing, but overall, just kind of you have these days in these transition periods. Just chalk it up to the transition. Fish were kind of spread out, doing all different things. And they really didn't bite that good when you did find them.
Well, two factors were against us today. We have a pretty crisp east wind, and you know the old saying, wind out of the east, fish bite the least. But I checked the barometric pressure and it was, you know, close to 30-10, you know, so we're not in a normal lower pressure time. Higher pressures have a tendency to lock the fish up a little bit, but we got a few bites. I mean, we scoured and scrounged and did everything we could to come up with it, but it was one here, one there. We never landed on a good school.
And the other factor is we don't have all day, right? Like, this is noon right now, this is high noon, and we're having to stop. We fished from about 7 a.m. till about noon today, and I have to actually go get my kids from school, so that's why we're having to wrap up early so I can get the boat home and all that. But if we could have had a full day, yeah, we could have scraped together a few more good bites, and by the end of the day it could be, you know, just a good solid Lake Fork day where you have a good bag. We're really only a few bites away, as always on this lake, from having a really good bag, because we did get off the board with a solid one and then a big one that you caught this morning. But you know, here's the one thing that I take pride in on this channel, and I have for 5 years now. We've been doing this for almost, I mean, we're almost at the 5-year anniversary of every week content on this channel. And for 5 straight years, this has been the one place on earth, besides maybe Honey Hole Outdoors, where you can come see Texas bass fishing on public lake week to week. And whether we catch them or we don't, you're gonna see it. We didn't catch them very good today. I mean, we scraped together a few bites here and there, but we really didn't catch them very good today. But nothing was cut out, nothing was added in. We're not coming back out tomorrow to try to make the video look good like some fishing shows do. No. You're gonna see the real deal here, and this is what happened today.
This is one platform where you can come where it is told like it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's no hiding, no nothing. And even when we show you the baits we use, the structure we're trying to target, whatever it is, we're rooting up everything we can root up in order to come up with some fish and to help you guys out in order to do well in the tournament.
Give you guys the real information, that way you guys can really use it, right? Yeah. That's it. So, well, David, man, I can't thank you enough as always. Appreciate you joining us. You've been hanging out with us for a long time now, and we always appreciate the effort you put in. One of the hardest working guys I know. Hey, if y'all want to book a trip and go learn a lot, this dude knows a ton. He's been at it. See all that gray hair? He's been at it he's been at it a long time. Great guy to spend a day on the water. Hey, you can find information on David, myself, or any of our other guides over at yourlakeforkguide.com. Go there, book some guide trips. Also, a lot of the baits we caught fish today on 6 Sense Fishing. The hog wallow, divine swim bait, shaky head worm, a lot of those things were 6 Sense baits. Go over to 6sensefishing.com, order up anything you might need. When you do, use that code YourLakeForkGuide. You'll get a 10% discount on all orders, including these Waterland eyeglasses that I've been wearing for the last 2 years that I love to death. So, more so than anything else, we appreciate you guys watching Your Lake Fork Guide. We couldn't do what we do without each and every one of you watching like you do. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time right here.
Your Lake Fork Guide. We're going to sharpen that up, get it better.
We're probably not going to get it any better.
I didn't know that was coming to me.
We don't script anything around here.
We don't script nothing.